Hare Krishna, Ashok, Gaura, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Prabhuji, Dandavat to all the devotees.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances to all of you. First, we want like happy Nityananda Trayodasi to all of you. And we welcome all of you for the today's morning program, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And today we are very fortunate to have a special class on Nityananda Trayodasi by His Grace Ashok Gaura Prabhu. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Om Jnanatimirandasya ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्तं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं लिंगं लिंगायते गिरिपतिपादमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं नितारणं आनन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यम् ईश्वरम्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। So I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas assembled here on this auspicious day of Nityananda Trayodashi. It's a great fortune, although unqualified, but still to have this great fortune of glorifying Lord Nityananda on this day of Nityananda Trayodashi on his appearance day. So I will uh, speak from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and also yes, it is a class given by Amarendra Prabhu. So I am just taking a few excerpts from here and there, and I'm just borrowing plumes and then sharing it here with the devotees here. So before that, I'll quickly do a couple of bhajans, and nobody has to repeat it. It is only for my purification. I'm just saying that bhajan. You can just follow it if you want to. The first will be the Nadia Godruma bhajan. Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan पति आछे नाम हटा जिबर करम श्रद्धावान जन है प्रभुर आज्ञाए भाई मागिए भिक्षा बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण शिक्षा अपराध शून्य होए लहो कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता धन प्राण कृष्णेर संसार कोरी छोड़ियो नाचार जीवे दया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्म सार नदिया गोद्रुमे नित्या नंद महाजान। Thank you. That was very quick to bring it up on the screen. Translation. In the land of Nadia, on the island of Godruma, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of the holy name, meant for the deliverance of all fallen souls. This shows the mission of Lord Nityananda. He is come only to deliver the fallen souls and to give the holy name of the Supreme Lord. O people of faith, O people of faith, by the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg these three requests of you. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and teach Krishna to others. So, on the basis of, Lord Gauranga had given this order to Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur, Shuno Shuno Nityananda, Shuno Haridas, Sarvatra Amar Agya Karah Prakash, Prati Ghare Ghare Gya, Karo Ye Bhikha, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Shikha. So that way, on the order of Lord Chaitanya, he is going to door, begging, falling at the feet of, all ordinary, insignificant souls and asking them to hear Krishna, chant Krishna, then, speak about Krishna to others. Third one, being careful to remain free of offenses. Just take the holy name of Lord Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life. Aparada shunya hoy loho Krishna naam. Krishna is, we have to completely depend on Krishna as our father, mother, and everything else. Fourth one, giving up all sinful activities. Carry on your worldly duties only in relationship to Lord Krishna. The showing of compassion to other souls by loudly chanting the holy name of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion. So, Lord, Lord Nityananda is actually emphasizing on the fact of preaching the holy name and the glory of the Supreme Lord to everybody else in this world. So, this is the importance of this bhajan. Akaroda Paramananda Nityananda Rai अभिमान शून्य निताय नगरे बेड़ाय अधम पतित जीवेर द्वारे द्वारे गिया हरि नाम महामंत्र दिछे न बिलाया जारे देख तारे कहे दांते तृण धरी अमारे की नियालो हो बोलो गौर हरि ये तो बोली नित्यानंद भूमे गरी जाय সোনার পর্বত যেন ধুলাতে লোটায় হেন অবতার যার রতি ন জন্মিল লোচন বলে সেই পাপি এলো আর গেল আকরোদ পরমানন্দ নিত্যানন্দ রায় The noble Lord Nityananda is never angry, for he is the personification of supreme transcendental bliss. Devoid of any concept of false ego, Nitai wanders about the town. This is to deliver. He is in the process, in the mission of preaching. Going from door to door in the residences of the most fallen and wretched souls, he freely distributes the gift of the Harinam Mahamantra. He exclaims to whoever he sees while holding straw between his teeth, please purchase me by worshipping Gaura Hari. So one can purchase Lord Nityananda by worshipping Gaura Hari. Saying this, Lord Nityananda rolls about in the ground, appearing like a golden mountain tumbling in the dust. Lochandas Thakur says, whoever has not experienced the awakening of affection for such an avatar as Lord Nityananda, that sinful person simply comes and goes uselessly in the cycle of repeated birth and death. Very strong, very powerful words by Lochandas Thakur. So, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudodaya Pushpavanto Chitro Shandho Tamonugao. It is said that on the horizon of Gaudadesh, both the sun and the moon form of Lord Gauranga and Lord Nityananda have risen simultaneously to remove the dense darkness of this age of Kali, so that we take complete shelter. And it is amazing and it is wonderful that both have arisen at the same time. Why is it so wonderful? That is because we generally see only sun rising and setting, and then later on the moon arises. But we never see a situation where both the sun and the moon are rising at the same time in the same side of the horizon, in the eastern horizon, At the same time, it is impossible, it cannot rise. It's very rare, it is almost impossible or very rare, but they have arisen because both are merciful. Sun represents the removal of darkness, and moon represents the complete, cooling effect on the burning, material, scorching existence of the jivas in this world. So Lord Nityananda represents the cool shower of nectar on the burning fire of this material existence. So this verse is very important. This is the second verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where it is said how they both have arisen, and it is wonderful that they have come to deliver the fallen souls at the same time. Actually, it is one thing to be fallen and get the mercy of a great soul or an incarnation of the Supreme Lord, but to be fallen and to get the highest, which even Brahma did not get it, that is too much. That is too much to ask for. So they have come to give the highest and to the lowest. So that is the situation. This happens only in once in a day of a Brahma. So it said, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Daya Karah Vichar Karite Chitte Pave Chamatkar. So if you imagine the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, it's amazing. Nobody can actually calculate the mercy, cannot understand the mercy. Patra patra na dekhi sthana sthan je jahan paye tahan diye premadan. So they didn't see any qualifications. They didn't see any time, place, circumstances. They were just delivering people by millions. So that was um, the magnanimous incarnation of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda is even more munificent, even more magnanimous than Lord Chaitanya. Of course, they are non-different from each other, but the more munificent aspect of Lord Chaitanya is Lord Nityananda. So that is how we can consider. So anybody who follows this, there is a the phala of following Nityananda Trayodashi and the phala of following Gaur Purnima. It is given in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Very beautiful. It says, नित्यानंद जन्म माघी शुक्ल त्रयोदशी गौरचंद्र प्रकाश फाल्गुनी पूर्णमासी. So it is said Nityananda Janma Maghi Shukla Trayodashi, in Magh Mas of Shukla Trayodashi, and Gaurachandra Prakasha Falguni Purnamasi. So in the Falgun month of Purnamasi was the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya. So it is said Nityananda Janma Maghi Shukla Trayodashi Gaurachandra Prakasha Falguni Purnamasi. सर्व यात्रा मंगलये दुई पुण्यतिथि सर्व शुभ लग्न अधिष्ठान होय इति एते कये दुई तिथि करिले सेवन कृष्ण भक्ति होय खंडे अविद्या बंधन. So it is said anybody who follows these two tithis, following the tithi means what? Fasting, and then hearing the whole day, as much as possible hearing the whole day, participating in the celebrations of kirtan, abhishekam, partaking in the prasadam. So this is the celebration of the tithi. So simply by following these two tithis, it is said Krishna Bhakti hoy khande avidya bandhan. So one completely destroys his avidya and bandhan in this world, and he's sure to get Krishna Bhakti. When we don't know, but yes, that person who has followed these two tithis is 100% to get Krishna Bhakti, and he will go back to Godhead. And also it depends on the intensity. So we should, year after year, we should increase our intensity so that, we get the complete benefit of following these two tithis, beginning with Nityananda Trayadashi. So the philosophical understanding of the position of Lord Nityananda is very nicely mentioned in the first chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we will understand, what is the position of Lord Nityananda, and then we will go into his childhood pastimes, and then we'll conclude. So Chaitanya Charitamrita says, संकर्षण कारणतो यशायी गर्भोदशायी च पयोदशायी शेषश्च यस्यां शकला श्रीनित्यानन्दाख्यरामं शरणं ममास्तु संकर्षण कारण तोयशायी गर्भोदशायी च पयोदशायी शेषश्च यस्यां शकला श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं शरणं ममास्तु. So the hierarchy is that from Mahasankarshana, the expansion of Karanodakashayi comes. And from Karanodakashayi, it is Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. And from Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, it is Shirodakashayi Vishnu. And also Anantashesha. Anantashesha also is expansion of Nityananda Prabhu or Balaram. So Balaram is non-different from Balaram is non-different from Brajendra Nandan Jai Sachi Sutas Hoilo Sai Balram Hoilo Nitai. So it is Balaram who became Nitai. So Brajendra Nandan Jai Sachi Sutta Hoilo Sai. So Krishna became Lord Chaitanya and Balaram became Lord Nityananda. So that same Balaram, he's expanded. Initially, there is Swayam Rupa. So the Lord expands as Prakasha Vigrahas. In that Prakasha Vigraha, he expands as Prabhu Prakash himself, for Raslila and other things, but as Vaibhav Prakash as Balaram. So that Balaram as Vaibhav Prakash, he further expands into Mula Sankarshana, that is, in Mathura and Dwarka. They are known as Vaibhav Vilas, Prabha Vilas. So these Prabha Vilas, they also represent the first Chaturvyuha, Prathama Chaturvyuha. And then they further expand into unlimited number of Narayanas, who further expand into the Dvitiya Chaturvyuha of Vasudeva Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And that Dvitiya Sankarshana is actually known as Mahasankarshana. And the first Prathama Chaturvyuha, the first Sankarshana is known as the Mula Sankarshana. So from Mula Sankarshana comes the Mahasankarshana. So they are all completely expanded in Vaikunthas. So the Dvitiya Chaturvyuha are known as Vilasa Vigrahas. So in the Vilasa Vigraha, there is Prabha Vilas and Vaibhav Vilas. Prabha Vilas is direct expansion of Lord Balram. And then the further second expansions of the Chaturvyuhas, they become Vaibhav Vilas. So that way they are expanded everywhere else. And then from that Mahasankarshan, from the Dvitiya Chaturvyuha Mahasankarshan, the expansions of all the material universes happen where Mahavishnu enters. Mahavishnu as Karanodakashaya Vishnu enters. And then there is, unlimited number of, Brahmandas coming out of his body. Yasyaika Amsha. Yasyaika Nishvasitam. So from his breathing, unlimited number of Brahmandas come, and then there is Garbhodakashaya Vishnu who enters each of the universes. And then in each and every atom and in the heart of each and every living entity in the 84 lakh species, Lord Shirodakashaya Vishnu enters. And they are all Nityananda Prabhu. They are all expansions of Nityananda Prabhu. They are all coming from Nityananda Prabhu. It said, Maya Tithe Vyabhi Vaikunta Loke Purnaishwarye Shri Chaturvyuha Madhye Urupam Yasodbhati Sankarshanakyam Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. So, Maya Tithe Vyabhi Vaikunta Loke. So, in the Vaikunta Loka also he expands. Purnaishwarye Shri Chaturvyuha Madhye. So, as among the Chaturvyuhas, he expands as Sankarshana. Rupam Yasodbhati Sankarshana Mahakyam. Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. Maya Bharta Janda Sangashrayanga Shete Sakshat Karanambodhi Madhye. Yasyaikam Shri Pumanadi Deva Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. Maya Bharta Janda Sangashrayanga Shete Sakshat Karanambodhi Madhye. Shete, he sleeps in the Karanambodhi, in the causal ocean, and that is Mahavishnu or Karanodakashaya Vishnu. So, Maya Bharta Janda, he is a controller of Maya. Maya Bharta Janda Sangashrayanga and Shete Sakshat Karanambodhi Madhye. So, Yasyaika Amsha Shri Pumanadi Deva, Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prabhupada. He is just a portion of the portion of Lord Nityananda. In the same way, it is further said, Yasyai kamsha amshaha Srila Garbhodashai Yannabhi abjam loka sanghatanalam loka srashtu sutika dhamadhatu tam Shri Nityananda Ramam prapadye. Yasyaik amshaha Srila Garbhodashai. And Garbhodakashai Vishnu is what? He is the amsha of the amsha of the amsha of actually of Lord Nityananda. Yan Nabhi Abjam Loka Sanghatanaram. Through his Nabhi, there is one Nala. Nala is nothing but a stem. Loka Sanghatanalam. The entire 14 planetary systems are created. Loka Srashtu Sutika Dhamadhatu. So the Loka Srashtu, the creator of the universe, uh, he takes birth there. Sutika, it is a Sutika Graha of Brahma in that Nala. So, Lokasrashtu Sutika Dhamadhatu Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. So, even that Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu who is giving birth to the great Brahma who is creating the great universe, even that Garbhodaka Shai Vishnu is a portion of the portion of the portion of Lord Nityananda. And then further it says, Yasyai Kamsha Amsha Amshaha Paratma Khilanam Poshtha Bhatir Dugdha Bishai Kshaunidharta Yatkala Sopyanantas Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadye. Yasyai Amsha 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 Paratma Khilanam, who is the Paramatma in the hearts of everyone. And he is Poshtha Vishnur Bhati Dugdha Bishai. He is the nourisher. He is the Paramatma. He is the Dugdhabdishai, who is in the milk ocean. He is the Shirodakashai Vishnu. Shira Sagar is nothing but milk ocean, Dugdhabdishai. Then not only he is also the Amsha of Lord Nityananda, but also his Amsha is um, Kshoni Dharta Yat Kala Sopyanantas. Kshoni is nothing but the Bhumandala. And that Bhumandala, Dharta, who is the lifter of that Bhumandala? Yat Kala, his Kala. He is the Kala Amsha of the Amsha of Lord Nityananda. That is Ananta Shesha. So Kshoni Dharta Yat Kala Sopi Anantas Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prabhu. So that way, everything in the spiritual world, everything in the material world is expanded by Lord Nityananda himself. Lord Nityananda is representing the Sandhini potency of the Supreme Lord. So the Sandhini potency actually expands all the spiritual places, spiritual Vaikuntha planets, the spiritual Dham, and the spiritual paraphernalia also of the Supreme Lord. All the paraphernalia, the bedstead, the ornaments in the body of the Lord, the other paraphernalia in the Dham, and the Dham itself, and also the material world. Everything is an expansion of Lord Nityananda. So he represents the Sandhini potency. So that way there is nothing save and except for Lord Nityananda. So that is how one can be conscious. So this is the glorification of Lord Nityananda by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. How he is, this is considered as a pranam mantra of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Just like we have pranam mantra of Lord Chaitanya, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. So like that. Sankarshana Karana Toyashai. So a lot of pastimes of Lord Nityananda with Lord Chaitanya is revealed in the Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat. And of course, during the presence of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, the pastimes they performed together are well-known fact. But it's very interesting to know that Lord Nityananda's childhood pastimes were not revealed directly by Lord himself, but they were revealed through a Brahmana in Ekachakra Gram to Jhanava Mata. Actually, it is said after the disappearance of both the lordships, Jhanava Mata was considered as very authoritative. Although there were great Vaishnava Acharyas at that time, like Narottam Das Thakur, Shamanand Pandit, Srinivas Acharya, Jiva Goswami, but they were very, very highly respectful to Janama Mata. She was considered the authority. Although the other great Vaishnavacharyas themselves were authorities, they were very respectful to Janama Mata. Just like, like all the after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, all the spiritual masters and sannyasis in ISKCON, they were respecting Gaur Govind Maharaj, something like that. So Jana Mahamata was very respected, and she happened to take devotees along with her to Ekachakra Dham to know about Lord Nityananda. And there she sees a very old Brahmana walking, and then they all see him, and naturally they pay obeisances to him, knowing that he's a great soul, and they inquire from him that please tell us something about this holy place of Ekachakra. Then that old Brahmana, he narrates how glorious this Ekachakra Dham is. Ekachakra Dham is referred to even in the scriptures. In many scriptures, many scriptures, there is reference of Ekachakra Dham. And also it is said that the Pandavas lived there during their Vanavas, and the pastime of, I'm sure we all know, how Bhima, killed Bakasura in this place. And this happened in Ekachakra. So all this pastimes, is narrated by this old Brahmana. And then that Brahmana mentions that there was a very great scholar, great astrologer. That astrologer, after predictions, he found that, Lord Balaram is going to appear here. And then this was confirmed by other astrologers in the country that yes, definitely, as per the calculation, as per this particular time and date and this circumstances, the Lord Balaram is going to appear in this particular Ekachakradam. So they had predicted it and they were all aware of it. They were waiting for it. And this Brahmana also had heard about it, and he was also a resident of that Ekachakra Gram. So they were all actually aware of it. They were waiting. But interestingly, very transcendentally, when Lord appeared, they were all covered by Yoga Maya. They had so much of intense love for Lord Nitai that they just could not, remember the predictions of the astrologers that, the Lord was appearing there. So during that prediction, all great scholars, from all across the country, they started coming and living there in Ekachakradham. Just like in Mayapur, all great scholars came and lived there. So in the same way, all great scholars came and lived there. And it happened that Hadai Pandit, his father, his parents also came and lived there. So then Hadai, Hadai Pandit was a great scholar himself, and Hadai Pandit was married to Padmavati, and they both were actually running a Gurukul. They were running a Vedic Gurukul, they were teaching children, and they developed this desire. They were very pure hearted, great Vaishnavas. They developed this desire that we wish that, if we could have somebody, you know, as beautiful as, the Supreme Lord to appear as our child. So they had the desire in their heart. And incidentally, about 8 to 10 children passed away, when Padmavati tried giving birth to them. We see the same, repetition which happens in Mother Devaki, or even in case of Shachi Mata, several children pass away and then the Lord appears. So that way, in case of Padmavati, also many children pass away. I'm not sure. I don't know the reason why. Maybe somebody can enlighten. Probably because of course, they don't need any purification, unlike sometimes, they understand. The explanation is given that to purify the womb or to purify, the passing away of the children happened. So I'm not sure of that. But the children pass away, and then after that, Lord Nityananda appears. So Lord Nityananda, when he appeared, he was very beautiful. Some call him as Shukla, white complexion. Some call him as golden complexioned. So very beautiful, very soft child, and everybody was amazed. And there is one great poet called as Dukhi Krishnadas. He wrote a very nice composition on the appearance of Lord Nityananda. I'll just quickly sing that. It's very beautiful, very touching to the heart. राडदेश नाम एक चक्र ग्राम हडाई पंडित घर शुभ माघ मासी शुक्ल त्रयोदशी जन्मिले न हलधर हडाई पंडित अति हर्षित पुत्र महोत्सव करे धरणी मंडल तारे तलमल आनंद नाही कधारे शांतिपुर नाथ मने हर्षित करे किछु अनुमान अंतरे जानिल भुजि जनमिल कृष्णेर ग्रज राम वैष्णवेर मन होइले प्रसन्न आनंद सागरे भासे हे दिन पामर होइबे उद्धार कोहे दुखी कृष्ण दासे. Very beautiful song. It says, Radha Desha Nama Eka Chakra Grama Vadai Pandita Ghare. We all understand. Shubha Magha Masi Shukla Trayodashi Janmile Na Haladhara. So Lord Haladhara appeared on this Shubha Magh Mas in Shukla Trayodashi. Then it is said, Hadai Pandita Ati Harashita. Hadai Pandita became very, very, very enlivened and very happy. Putra Mahotsava Kare. And he performed a great festival on celebration of the appearance of this child. Then Dharani Mandala. So what happened to Mother Earth? Dharani Mandala Karetala Mala Ananda Nahi Kadhare. Mother Earth started shaking. She just could not control that happiness. Ananda nahi kadhare. It is like Ananda hi Ananda, chahu kade Ananda, they say, right? Like that. It was so high, she was so blissful that she couldn't tolerate it and she was actually shaking. So it was a mild shake. Then Shantipura Natha Mane Harashita Kare Kichu Anuman. So Shantipura Natha is Advaita Acharya. And he was the one who brought. Hmm? So Lord would always call him as Nada, Nada, because of the loud roaring of this Nada is the main reason why I appeared. There is no other reason. So Shantipur Natha, he became Manaharishita. He also came to know because there were auspicious symptoms. And Karekichu Anumana, he was able to guess. He did some Anumana. What is it? Antare janila bhuji janamila Korek Krishnera agrajarama. So he came to know within his heart of hearts that definitely Krishna's Agraja Rama has appeared. So Lord Balaram has appeared as Lord Nityananda. So that way, Advaita Acharya called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, but he was also aware that Lord Nityananda also appeared because he naturally is the Supreme Lord himself. So he was aware of it. And then what happened to the Vaishnavas? Vaishnavera mana hoilo prasanna. They all became very blissful. And Ananda Sagara Bhase. They didn't know why, but they all became very blissful at that time. Then Dukhi Krishnadas is saying, Ei dina pamara hoibe uddhar. Sure and certain that nobody will be left out. All the sinful creatures will be delivered. So that way, Dukhi Krishnadas is expressing his Sukhi. So the very beautiful poet out of the appearance of Lord Nityananda is explained by him. It is not that only um, the reference of Lord Balram is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita and nowhere else like Brajendra Nandana Jaya Sachisuta Hoilo Balram Hoilo Nitai or like these poems by great authorities. No, even it is mentioned in the Vayu Purana. There's a reference in the Vayu Purana. It says, Lord Himself is telling that Balarama Mamaivaamsha sapi mad prishtamishyati Nityananda iti khyata Nyasi Chudamani Kshitau. So the Lord is telling Balaram, who is my Amsha, Sapimad Prishtamishyati. In the age of Kali Yuga, he will appear before me. And what will be his name? Nityananda iti khyata. And Nyasi Chudamani Kshitau. So on this earth, he will be the sannyasi Chudamani. He'll be the crest jewel of all the sannyasis. He is Avaduta Shiromani. So like that, this was predicted by the Lord. Lord himself mentions about this. This was predicted in Vayu Purana also. So that nobody should say that, where is the proof that Lord Balaram is appeared as Lord Nityananda in the age of Kali Yuga. So, just in case somebody does not refer to Chaitanya Charitamrita or does not have faith in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we should know. And then, with the appearance of Lord Nityananda, they wanted to name him, the naming ceremony. So, because he was always smiling, he was always looking very beautiful. They wanted to name him as, he is always smiling. So that is why he's always happy. So he is Nitya Ananda. So that is why they wanted to call him as Nitya Ananda. And some others, they wanted to call him as Rama. He is giving so much pleasure. So we want to call him as Ram. So finally, they named him as Nityananda Ram. So that was a beautiful name during the Namakarana ceremony. And it is said, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he composed a verse glorifying the 12 holy names of Lord Nityananda. And in the end, he says that anybody who chants these 12 holy names every day in Prataha or in any Sandhya, he is sure to attain Krishna Prem and go back to Krishna Loka. When that will happen, we don't know. But anybody who chants these 12 names of Lord Nityananda in Pratha or in the Sandhya times, these 12 names, I'll just repeat these 12 names, which are very important that we should remember them. नित्यानंद अवधूतेन्दुर वसुदेव प्राणवल्लभा जानवी जीवितापति कृष्ण प्रेम प्रद प्रभु पद्मावती सुतः श्रीमान सचिनंदन पूर्वजा भवोन्मत्तो जगत्राता रक्त गौर कलेवरः. Nityananda is the first name. So Nityananda, we all know, who is, ever, always blissful, who is a servant of Lord Gauranga. Then Avadhutendur. So his second name is Avadhutendur. That means uh, the um, the understanding which is given here is he is the Avadhuta, but he's Indu. Indu means moon. So he is the transcendental moon who is mad, who is like an Avadhuta, who's mad who's intoxicated in love of the Supreme Lord. So he's the transcendental moon. That is why he's known as Avadhuta Indu. So he is Avadhutendur. That is how he is called. Third name is Vasudha Pranavallabha. So he is the beloved of Srimati Vasudha Devi. Then Jhanavi Jivitapati. So he is the dear husband, divine husband of Srimati Janava Devi. Jana Devi, who is actually hearing these pastimes of her husband from this Brahmana. Then Krishna Prema Prada. He is the one who is the bestower of love of Krishna. Without him, it is impossible to get the mercy of Radha and Krishna. Then he is also Prabhu. He is the master. He is the master of all the devotees and all the jivas. As Sankarshana, as Lord Sankarshana, he is actually emanating unlimited number of jivas here in this material world who are all, impregnated during the time of creation and who again enter back into his body. And also, there are certain set of jivas who are also expanded in the spiritual world where they are engaged in the service of the Lord. So he's a Prabhu. He's a master of all the jivas and the devotees. Then he is known as Padmavati Sutaha. So he is the divine son of Padmavati Devi. Then he is Shriman. He is the eternal husband and consort, sorry, eternal husband and uh, of the goddess of fortune. So that is why he is known as Shriman. So husband of goddess of fortune. Then he is Sachinandana Purvaja. He is the elder brother of Lord Gauranga, who is the son of Mother Shachi. So Sachinandana Purvaja. Then Bhavonmatta. He is completely maddened and inundated with ecstatic emotions of pure love of Krishna. So that is why he is Bhavonmatta. He is maddened with Bhava. Then he is Jagatrata. He is the savior of this creation, deliverer of the Jiva. So he is Jagatrata. Then he is Rakta Gaura Kalevara. It is said that his body complexion, Kalevara, is Rakta Gaura. It is nothing but it is a tinge of redness mixed with golden. I don't know how it is, but red mixed with golden. A slight tinge of red mixed with golden. Some call him as Shukla also. So like that, he's a Rakta Gaura Kalevara. That is another name. So that way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he blesses, saying that anybody who takes these 12 holy names, they're sure to attain Krishna Prem, no doubt about it. Then when during his childhood, there are unlimited number of childhood pastimes Lord Nityananda performed, very interesting pastimes. It is said that they would dress up like demigods, and then they will dress up one child as Mother Earth and push him in front of Shirodakashai Vishnu. The nearby river, they would make it into a Shira Sagar, and Lord Vishnu is behind a tree, and he will make a voice saying that, do not worry, I will remove the burden after appearing myself as Lord Krishna. And they will enact this pastime of the appearance of Lord Krishna, Krishna Janmashtami. And this pastime is performed in the middle of the night. When everybody is sleeping in Ekachakra, all these boys, they come together and they're performing this appearance of Lord Krishna in the middle of the night. They were so much engrossed, all because of Lord Nityananda, that they were so deeply engrossed into the roles of the pastimes that they were performing, that Lord Nityananda simply forgot himself. Sometimes the boys also forgot themselves. So that way, they were very much immersed in the pastimes that they were performing. Day and night, they were just performing these skits, or, they were performing these dramas. And Lord Nityananda was completely into it. So, he would wake up all the children and they'll say, come, Lord Krishna is appearing. Now we have to do the Garbhastuti. So they would all go and they will, pray, glorify, the appearance of Lord Krishna. And sometimes Lord Nityananda would, become Krishna, and then he would create demons out of toys. He would create, Bakasura, Ghasura, Vritrasura, and fight with them, roll in the ground, and finally kill them, destroy them, completely enacting, exactly how it is given in Bhagavatam. So that way, he was performing all these. It is said that in Ekachakradham, there is one small kunda. It is called as Padmavati Kunda. Her father had created it for her bathing. So these children would go there and they would call it as Yamuna. See, Yamuna is here. And they would see the branches of Bakula tree, and then Nityananda would go stand on this branches of the Bakula tree, making it look like a Kalia, and he would jump and dance on top of these different branches of the Bakula tree and enact the pastime of Kalia. And then the Nagapatnis would come and they would pray, and then he would, they would be glorifying. And then, so that way, he was performing all kinds of um, pastimes. So the Ekachakravasi's, they were completely amazed how well these pastimes are enacted by Lord Nityananda and the children. They were so amazed because it was not just mere acting, and he was completely experiencing that role that he was playing, and that too to minute details, perfectly as it is given in Bhagavatam and other scriptures. So they asked, where did you learn all this from? How did you learn this? We never taught you all this. And Lord Nityananda would smile and say, these are all my pastimes. And they would all laugh. They would think, because they were covered by Yogamaya, so out of affection and love, they thought he is joking, and they would all, have a very hearty laugh. and they would dismiss it. But in reality, yes, these were all the pastimes of the Lord. So many such pastimes were performed, and there was one local milkman where Nitai and all his friends, they would go to him. They will try to convince him that we need a little butter. Then he would not, and then they would steal all his butter and yogurt and tie it in a pot and break it. So they will completely enact, Krishna's pastimes in Vraja Leela. And the famous pastime, we all know, where he really got into his own main role, that was Lakshmana. So when he got into that role in Ramayana, and when he was shot by the Shakti weapon of Ravan, he fell unconscious, he swooned, and he had told the other child that, I'm going to fall unconscious. So make sure you bring the Sanjeevana Bhuti, who was, made into Hanuman. And when Lord Nityananda fell, he just did not breathe. He stopped breathing, and all the children came around him. And he was like, he spread himself, his legs and arms were spread across, and he just fell on the grass and he was not breathing. There was no sign of life. And they were a little worried. Did he hurt himself? And they could make out that he was not waking. They waited for an hour, two, three, and there was no sign of his waking up, and they were very worried, and they called all their parents. The parents came. They were trying different things. They were in great anxiety. And then finally, one child said, "But he told me that I will not get up until you bring me the Sanjeevana booty. So I forgot to do that." And then he goes, as Hanuman, he'll pick the Gandamadhana mountain and then bring, and then he'll apply the grass, closer to his nose. And then, Nitai comes back to consciousness, and he says, he's revived, and he wakes up. Then all the parents are like, they don't know whether to scold him or whether to, embrace him, because he did such a great, drama of, not being able to even breathe, as if lifeless. And they were amazed, how he could do that. And then as soon as, the Sanjeevani booty is given to him, he's back to life. So they became very pleased with him, and they all embraced him. They were all very happy with him. He was a darling. He was the darling of all the, Ekachakravasi's. And when all this was going on, then the big thunderbolt came when a sannyasi walks in, and he, speaks Krishna Katha to Hadai Pandit and Padmavati. And then they serve him, they accommodate him, they serve him prasadam, they take care of him. And Hadai Pandit says, for your association to deliver us, we would like to give you any dakshina. So please ask whatever you need. I know whatever is per my capacity, I will give. So that sannyasi, he says, no, no, I don't need any alms from you. I am going on pilgrimage. I want to see all the holy places of the Supreme Lord. So I am old. I will not be able to manage myself. I need an assistant who can help me out, take care of my things. So I request you to please hand over your son, Nitai, to me so that he can assist me. So that came as a big, big, big thunderbolt, because Radai Pandit and Padmavati were so attached to Nityananda Prabhu that they just could not think of, separating themselves from Nityananda. It is said that they never separated when they were there for 11 years when Lord Nityananda was there at Ekachakra. Not even for a moment, Hadai Pandit would, take away his eyes from Nityananda. Even when he had to go to the marketplace, he would quickly go and come, or he would take Nityananda along with him to the market and come back. So that way, either his father or his mother was always there in front of him. So that way, they were very attached, and they could never think of separating themselves from Lord Nityananda. So, although, this sannyasi, he said, I don't need anything, I just need your son. But Hadai Pandit said, you are asking everything from us, because Lord Nityananda is everything for us. So you are asking everything from us. You are asking even more than our life. If it was possible, I could have given my life, or I could have come with you. But the sannyasi refuses. He says, "No, I want your child. No, I need somebody young who can, take care." So some of the Vaishnava acharyas mentioned that this sannyasi who came uh, was probably um, Sankarshana Puri, who is the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. But some say that no, he is a Lakshmipati Tirtha also. So there is a slight controversy as to who the spiritual master of Nityananda Prabhu is also. There's one article I pulled from ISKCON Desire Tree. It tells that, I'm just reading it verbatim. According to Prema Vilasa is a book written by another devotee, great devotee, Nityananda Das. So in the Prema Vilasa, it is mentioned Nityananda was the disciple of Ishwarapuri. But Sri Jiva Goswami states that Nityananda was a disciple of Sankarshana Puri, who in turn was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, who appeared here, as a sannyasi to take him. Then, if this were the case, then Nityananda Prabhu would have been the great guru, the great grand guru of Lord Chaitanya, and a friendly relationship could not have existed between the two. So, because if Nityananda Prabhu is becoming the disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha, who is the guru of Madhavendra Puri, then it becomes, he is very, very senior. So Lord Nityananda will not be able to express that friendly, loving, affectionate relationship with Lord Chaitanya. So that doubt, comes in one's heart. So according to Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhavendra Puri dealt with Nityananda as a friend. He did not look at Nityananda Prabhu as his disciple. He dealt with him as a friend. While Nityananda Prabhu, out of his mercy or out of his humility, showed guru-like reverence to Madhavendra Puri. So multiple devotees are mentioning that he was a disciple of Ishwara Puri, then Sankarshana Puri, then Lakshmipati Tirtha, or some say, Madhavendra Puri's uh, disciple, like that. But from Srila Prabhupada's purports, we understand who the spiritual master of Nityananda Prabhu is. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 1.3.85, in the purport, it is said, in Khadadaha, sometimes people misunderstand Nityananda Prabhu to belong to some Shakta Sampradaya. According to the Shakta Sampradaya, a person called um, Kaula, Kaulavadhuta thinks materially while externally appears to be a great devotee of Lord Shiva. Somehow they thought that, he is a devotee of Lord Shiva. When such a person is in an assembly of Vaishnavas, he appears like a Vaishnava. Nityananda Prabhu does not belong to such a community. Nityananda Prabhu was always a brahmachari. His name was Nityananda Swarupa. So Swarupa is a brahmachari title. And Nityananda Prabhu was always a brahmachari of a sannyasi of the Vedic order, a Mayavadic Vedic order. Actually, he was a Paramahamsa. So, we cannot consider him as a brahmachari or anything like that. Sometimes he is accepted to be a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. If he is so accepted, Nityananda Prabhu belonged to the Madhva Sampradaya. He did not belong to the Tantric Sampradaya of Bengal. So here in this purport, Prabhupada is actually, not criticizing, he's defeating the idea of some so-called Tantric Sampradaya, Shakta Sampradaya, where they are trying to call that Nityananda Prabhu is one of us. He's saying, no, nonsense. No, he is actually a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. And if so, then he belongs to the Madhva Sampradaya, because Lakshmipati Tirtha is the disciple of Vyasa Tirtha. So that way, he belongs to Madhva Sampradaya. This is one hint. And then another purport, Prabhupada in 3.8.128 in Madhya Leela, he's saying that Sri Nityananda Prabhu was initiated by Madhavendra Puri, a sannyasi. However, according to others, he was initiated by Lakshmi Tirtha. That is how they say. So many indications point towards Lakshmipati Tirtha only as the spiritual master, although Madhavendra Puri did not looked at him very friendly, and although Nityananda Prabhu gave him good respect as spiritual master, still Madhavendra Puri was not, but Lakshmipati Tirtha was the spiritual master. That is how they say. In fact, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, it is said in one of the lectures in 1920, he mentions that the sannyasi who took him away was actually Lakshmipati Tirtha. And Jiva Goswami refers to this sannyasi as Sankarshana Puri, something like that. Sorry. So, sorry, I think we don't have time. There are, I wanted to cover how Lord Nityananda meets Lakshmipati Tirtha, how he gives the mantra in his ears, and how Lakshmipati Tirtha again reinitiates back Nityananda Prabhu, just like how Keshav Bharati received the mantra and then gave it back to Lord Nityananda. In the same way, Lakshmipati Tirtha also receives and then gives back the mantra to Lord Nityananda and initiates him. And there are pastimes about that.
You
How?
can take another 5 to 10 minutes, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Devotees whoever wants to drop, you can drop, but
Yeah,
continue for all the 10 minutes. Thank you, Prabhu.
right. Thank you, Prabhu. So it is said that Lakshmipati Tirtha, Lord Nityananda comes in the dream of Lakshmipati Tirtha somewhere in during his travel in the South India. So at that time, he comes in the dream of Lord because Lakshmipati Tirtha is a devotee of Balaram. So just like we have different like there is Vadiraj Tirtha, he's a devotee of Hayagriva. Like that, Lakshmipati Tirtha was a devotee of Balaram. So Balaram comes in as a dream and he says that, tomorrow when Avaduta will come to your doorstep, you initiate him. You give this mantra, and he chants a mantra in his ears. Lakshmipati Tirtha becomes ecstatic and he gets up and he wakes up, and then he's like, he feels intense separation that night from the Lord because, the Lord appeared and he's my Ishtadev and he told me something. But, should I focus on, unable to glorify and respect and just focus on the mantra he is given, so he's a little disturbed. And then at that time, Nityananda Prabhu comes at the doorstep, and he's the same personality which Lord Balram had revealed in the dream, and he chants the mantra, he initiates him as a disciple, and then he's still distressed. He's unable to understand why all this is happening suddenly. He comes in the dream and he says that you initiate this person. So when he is so disturbed, and again when he is fallen asleep in the night, Lord Balram comes, and again he reveals himself both as Lord Nityananda and Lord Balram, and he says, I am non-different from Nityananda, I am the self same, your Ishtadev. And then uh, when Lakshmipati Tirtha comes to consciousness, he becomes so disturbed, so disturbed. He says that I what do you call um, I'm feeling so distressed. I'm feeling so distressed and I have been fooled. Fooled because I could not recognize you and I could not glorify you. Simply I gave you mantra and sent you away. So such a fool I am. And you have put me in distress. You put me in distress because now I'm feeling intense separation that although you came in front of me, I could not recognize and glorify you. So now I'm separated from you. Such a fool I am. So he became so mad. It is said that he went into madness, transcendental madness, always thinking about Balram, always calling out for Balram, always calling out for Nityananda. Then it is said that he, in those last days, he left his body. Some of his associates could not even understand it. That is when in the Madhva Sampradaya, you don't really get to hear much glories about Lakshmipati Tirtha. But this is what happened to him in the end. So Nityananda Prabhu Vande Srimad Lakshmipati Priyam Sri Madhva Sampradaya Vardhanam Bhaktavatsalam. So this is the mantra, that they chant that Nityananda Prabhu is actually Lakshmipati Priyam. That means obviously he is the disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. And Sri Madhva Sampradaya Vardhanam Bhakti Vatsalam. So he is the one who is actually glorifying the Madhva Sampradaya and glorifying the pure devotional service. That is how, Lord Nityananda got initiated. Meanwhile, when Lord Nityananda Prabhu left, this entire Ekachakra Dham became like a ghost town. For 3 months, Hadai Pandit and Padmavati Ojha, they just could not, tolerate that separation, and they were somehow maintaining the body without eating any food or drinking any water. And like this, they stayed for 3 months. And during these 3 months, they were like going through this unbearable separation, just like how Dasharath Maharaj experienced when separated from Lord Rama. So, Hadai Pandit had become transcendently mad. He was, shouting, Nitai, don't go here. Nitai, don't go there. And Nitai, where are you hiding? And suddenly he would start crying, oh, Nitai, when will you come back? And sometimes he would go into the fields and he will be crying. Sometimes he would tell that, Nitai, I'll go to the market and quickly come back. I'll bring your favorite toys or something like that. Then he would tell, Padmavati, see, Nitai is coming. I can see the sannyasi is coming. He's bringing back our Nitai. So like that, they were in bewilderment. They were hallucinating, thinking that, Nitai is always around them. So they were crying, they were laughing, they were, in all types of emotions. So they were experiencing all this, and finally they just could not tolerate that separation, and they just gave up their bodies. And all the Ekachakravas also, they thought, what is the need for us to stay here? We were here only to give solace to Hadai Pandit and Padmavati. Now that they are not there, they just abandoned the entire village, and Ekachakra village became completely like a ghost town. And they all left. And it is only this one particular Brahmana who actually stayed back and was always crying and seeing the pastime places of Lord Nityananda and waiting that when will that Lord Nityananda will come back. So he was the one who met Jhanamamata and the other devotees, and he was explaining all these pastimes, his childhood pastimes, the appearance of sannyasi, and Lord Nityananda's going away, and all of that. So, and he prays to Mother Janava and says that my only desire is that life after life, let me be born here in Ekachakradham, and life after life, let me wait for Nityananda to appear back here. He was there in that Vipralamba Bhav. So he was feeling that intense separation, and he had completely, collapsed, crying in front of Mother Janava. So this pastime was, explained to Mother Jana. I'll close here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Nityananda Trayodashi Mahamahotsav ki jai. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions or doubts, they can ask.
Vaishnav, thank you so much for very like nectarian and enchanting pastimes of Lord Nityananda and the glories of Nityananda. So just before opening the stage for others, so today like evening program is as you can see, so 5 p.m. is the kirtan and 5:30 p.m. is the Abhishek starts. Then 6 p.m. is the festival class, 7 p.m. Gaura Arati, and 7:15 is the fish prasadam. So please make note of the timings and please come to temple on time. And whoever wants to donate for the festival, so there is a link already posted in the ISKCON South Bangalore announcements. So you can go through that link and you can donate. Yes. So yeah, stage is now, mic is now everybody's unmuted, so you can ask any questions or any comments. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Very nice nectar today morning. We heard from you. Prabhu, that 12 names, will you be able to post it, Prabhu?
Yes, I will. Let me put it now.
I think if you can post it in ISKCON South Bangalore, I think we all of us can access, Prabhu.
ISKCON South Bangalore, I don't have access, no. I mean, we are only we are not allowed to post anything there.
Yeah, we are not admins. There it is only for admins.
Then how to reach, Prabhu?
Anyway, I put that names here.
You can copy from here. Or you can take the screenshot,
Yeah.
like we cannot copy. So any other devotee wants to clarify his doubts, sir? From Gaurchandra Gopinath Prabhu, we are blessed to hear from you, Prabhuji, glories of Nityananda Ram. And Prem Priya Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for the nectarian pastimes and glorification of Lord Nityananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So thank you so much. So wonderful. It was so nectarian. So many points you mentioned, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Prabhu,
Krishna.
what about the year of birth of Nityananda Prabhu?
It is said 1474, 13 years before Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya appeared in, can somebody help me? 1486, is it?
I think 86.
Prabhu, 1486, Prabhu.
14.
Okay, 1486, 76, 73. Yeah, 1473 should be the birth year of Lord Nityananda.
Yes. There's some controversy, no, Prabhu. Some books they give a different date according to.
You mean as per different calendars?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
I didn't understand that when I thought I'll ask you.
Yeah. Even
So-
I'm also not so much into it. I know I follow the regular English calendar. 1473 should be the.
Prabhu, which chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita gives about Nityananda Prabhu?
The fifth chapter in the Adi Leela of
Adi
Chaitanya Charitamrita, and also also in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, there is the chapter on the appearance of Lord Nityananda and his pastimes and childhood pastimes, which is more, because childhood pastimes you don't find it in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So childhood pastimes of Lord Nityananda are found only, his appearance and childhood pastimes are found only in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Leela, I think chapter 9. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There is question by Prem Priya Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhu, just wanted to clarify, it's fasting till noon today.
Yes, correct.
And fast break by non-Ekadasi Prasadam. Right, Prabhuji?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
And
Krishna.
there is one more book called Nityananda Bhagavat. That also holds the pastimes, childhood pastimes of Nityananda, and also many more pastimes which is not mentioned in, like, very intimate pastimes also are mentioned in that book, Prabhuji.
Okay.
And yeah, and one more, my question is like, what should be the mood and prayers for the day? Usually during all the appearance day, as sadhakas, we are all
Right.
sadhakas, and we want to get inspired and
Right.
also carry the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But
Right.
what will be the right prayers to be offered to
Okay.
Nityananda Mahaprabhu today, and what service, if you can give it
Okay.
just.
Sure. So first thing is, one is to please Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda himself says, Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, Laha Gaurangera Naam, Jai Jana Gauranga Bhaje Se Hoy Amar Pran. So anybody who chants, glorifies, remembers Lord Gauranga or Lord Krishna for that matter, who takes complete shelter of Lord Chaitanya, he is very dear to me. That is principle number one. So one cannot directly worship Lord Nityananda. So one should worship both Lord Nityananda and Gauranga together. Second thing is, Lord Nityananda Prabhu has come in the mood of delivering all the jivas. He is the most munificent incarnation. As I said, Gaudodaye Pushpavanto Chitro Shando Tamonudo. They have wonderfully, munificently, magnanimous incarnations have appeared together. We are getting the highest, but we are the lowest. So they are ha ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Balo Kana Karo Ami Bado Sukhi Ami Bado Dukhi. So we are most wretched, most degraded, most fallen, most suffering souls in this world. But the Lord has come and very easily they are delivering us. But in the process, Lord Nityananda, if you see all apart from the childhood pastimes of Lord Nityananda, when we see his other later pastimes, it is only about preaching. He is in the mood of preaching and delivering the jivas. He is also showing how the free will or the independence is being misused by the jivas. He's, because some take, some don't take. So he is in the mode of preaching. So if we have to please Lord Nityananda Prabhu, then we have to take to this preaching mood, the mood and the mission of preaching, just like how Srila Prabhupada took. So Srila Prabhupada is a great follower of Lord Nityananda, and all the Acharya Varga, they are all in the same mood of Lord Nityananda, who is the Adi Guru, who is representing, the deliverance of the fallen conditioned souls in this world. So by doing these two things, taking complete shelter of Lord Chaitanya and by preaching, one automatically, pleases Lord Nityananda. So we can beg and seek for his mercy. And the Lord is very eager to bestow his mercy. He's not holding back his mercy. He's very eager to distribute his mercy. So he just, mentioning, who is actually a recipient of my mercy. Anybody who takes to shelter of Lord Chaitanya, anybody who takes to the preaching mission, and even aparad also. So one should not commit aparad. Aparada shunya hoy laha Krishna naam, Krishna mata, Krishna pita, Krishna dhana pran. So these two bhajans, Nadia Godrume and Akaroda Parmananda, they very much summarize the heart of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And simply by following these two bhajans in practicality, we are actually pleasing Lord Nityananda. Just by pleasing him, we automatically get his mercy. I hope that answers, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the enlightenment. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. If you have anything else in your mind, you can please share how we can actually please.
Prabhu, actually, my seniors have, since we are there for a couple of decades in Krishna consciousness. So, in that way, I've heard from the seniors and from Guru Maharaj that, we should beg on this auspicious day, as you said. One is that, give us the qualification, because we don't have a qualification either to preach or transform anybody's heart. But we have to just pray that, Nityananda Mahaprabhu sits in our heart, give us the intelligence so that, when we speak out, he reaches through the words and touch the other person's heart to become a devotee. So that is one thing I've heard from Guru Maharaj. And other things is like on this auspicious day, we can chant more number of rounds, read about, as you already told, read about Nityananda Mahaprabhu. And also Nityananda Mahaprabhu's favorite dishes we can always make. He's Balram, so he loves jackfruits and a couple of things, so which we can offer it. And he loves varuni, so we can learn the recipe of making varuni and offer it to him. And he likes the color of blue, so we can dress our Gaura in dress of blue. And then you offer some flowers, so like this, some devotional service in the lotus feet of the Lord, which will enhance us in our devotional path. Okay. Sorry, Prabhu, whatever I've heard, I'm just repeating this.
No, thank you for sharing, Mataji. Yeah.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji, we can, 1 minute, Hare Krishna Prabhu, we need to break with grain. Again, they posted the question, Prabhuji. Yes, Mata, it is with the breaking with the grain prasadam, Mataji.
Yeah.
Non Ekadasi Prasadam. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Even though like you were not well, still like we could see while you were talking. I mean, you were glorifying like Nityananda Prabhu. Still like you were not well. Still like you have taken the time and then you have enlightened us with all the glories. How like the position of the Nityananda Prabhu, the glories and the pastimes, and all the 12 names, all other things. So we are very grateful, Prabhuji. And thanks to devotees. So again, like there will be class in the evening in the temple like at 6 o'clock, and festival starts at 5 o'clock in the temple. Hare Krishna. See you all there.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Sindhu
Nityanam Bhavane Vaishnava.
Hare Krishna.
Nityananda Trayadasi ki jai.